Let us now learn about the properties of proportion. So there are three important properties of proportion. Let us learn them one by one. So the first one here says invertendo. So what is the meaning of invertendo? So the word invert, to invert means to flip here. Okay, so see the properties properly. If A by B equals to C by D, if you can see the normal proportion is here, then what can you do? B by A is also equals to D by C. You can see that these positions have been flipped. So you can just flip them, but you have to do it on both the sides. Is that clear? The second one says alternando. What is alternando? Alternando means to cross multiply. Have a look. If A by B equals to C by D, then what can you do? You can cross multiply. Have a look. What did you do? B and C can exchange places. So B can go in C's place, C can come down, or in fact even AD can also exchange places. So you can cross multiply and exchange positions. So that is alternando. And the third and the very important property here, the most important one in fact in this chapter, is componendo and dividendo. So look at it carefully. What happens if A by B equals to C by D? Then you can add the numerator plus denominator, and you can subtract numerator minus denominator, both the sides. So same thing happens here as well. Numerator plus denominator, numerator minus denominator. Check it out. So never do numerator. So you may make a mistake sometime. You may write A plus B and like B minus A. No, it is not like that. So if it is A plus B, it has to be A minus B. So it is numerator plus denominator, numerator minus denominator, numerator plus denominator, numerator minus denominator. You have to perform it on both the sides. So these are the three important properties. And we are doing one more extra property, that is if A by B equals to C by D equals to E by F, then each of these ratio will be equal to A plus C plus E, B plus D plus F. That means if three ratios are equal, that will further be equals to the sum of the first term divided by the sum of the second terms. Have a look here. So A by B, C by D, E by F, this can be equal to A plus C plus E divided by B plus D plus F. I can write it as this is a sum of antecedents, because the first term of the ratio is called antecedents, divided by sum of consequence. The second terms are called consequence. So if three ratios are equal, 1, 2 and 3, they can be further equals to the sum of the antecedents divided by the sum of the consequence. Remember this property. We will do a sum based on this property. Here we have the first sum based on the properties of proportion. We have already learned the three important properties of ratio and proportion. That's invertendo, alternando, and componendo and dividendo. So let's see how can we solve this sum. The sum says, using the properties of proportion, find x from the following equation, and the question is right before you. Here, root 2 minus x plus root 2 plus x divided by root 2 minus x minus root 2 plus x equals to 3. You may cross multiply this sum. You may think about cross multiplying, but remember, you are not supposed to use normal mathematics to solve this. You are supposed to use properties of proportion. It strictly says you have to solve this by using properties of proportion. So what comes to my mind when I think about properties of proportion? Invertendo, alternando, and componendo and dividendo. As I told you, the most important one is componendo and dividendo. So right away we write using componendo and dividendo. So I've written in shortcut componendo and dividendo. So what do I get? Componendo, dividendo means numerator. Let me show you numerator. Let me highlight in different color. Numerator, sorry, that's too bright. Numerator, the red one, numerator plus denominator would be yellow one. Okay, so numerator plus denominator, numerator minus denominator. So let me write it down. So numerator is the red one, root 2 minus x plus root 2 plus x. That's the numerator. Plus denominator, yellow one, root 2 minus x minus root 2 plus x. That's numerator plus denominator. Again now numerator, root 2 minus x, the red one, plus root 2 plus x minus the denominator. Now careful, when you write the denominator, the sign changes. Let me open bracket so to show you in a proper way. So that's the denominator. I'm opening bracket because this minus plays a significant role here. So next step would be, I need to do the same thing on the right hand side as well. But what is the denominator here? 1. So 3 plus 1, 3 minus 1. I need to do the same because 3 is the numerator, 1 is the denominator. Now let's simplify. So root 2 minus x plus root 2 plus x plus root 2 minus x minus root 2 plus x. No sign changes here. Divided by everything, copy as it is here, the first one, plus x minus now root 2 minus x. How come? Minus into plus becomes minus, and minus into minus is plus, so this becomes root 2 plus x. Again I'm explaining, this minus multiplies with the inside minus and becomes plus. The front one, the minus doesn't enter inside the square root. Remember, the minus doesn't affect the sign inside the square root, but the outside one only. So let me show you again here. So this minus with this minus makes a plus here. Is that clear? So let's cancel. This becomes 4, this becomes 2. So let me cancel that. That's 2. So here again, or even on the left hand side, I think something can be cancelled, and that is root 2 plus x with a minus, root 2 plus x with a plus, root 2, this one and this one. So that gives me root 2 minus x how many times? Here and here twice, and root 2 plus x how many times? Twice. So that's it, and that side 2. Now time to cross multiply. So let's sorry, not cross multiply, squaring both sides. So that will be squaring both sides. When I square both sides, I get square root of 2 minus x divided by square root of 2 plus x whole square equals to 2 square. Finally, you know what happens to the square root, what happens to square root and square, what happens, they cancel each other. So these two square roots and this gets cancelled, it just cancels off because root x into root x is x. So following the same logic, root 2 minus x whole square is only 2 minus x divided by 2 plus x, and this side I have 4. So cross multiply, 2 minus x equals to 8 plus 4x. How come? 4, this goes here, 4 to 8, 4x, and finally I have a 2 minus 8 equals to 4x plus x. Let me show you here. Then finally minus 6 equals to 5x, and the answer is minus 6 by 5. So that is my x. So that's how I obtain the value of x, by using the property of proportion, and that too the most important one, componendo and dividendo. Here we have another sum based on properties of proportion. Let us solve it. It says if x equals to let me highlight this, same thing. Oh, sorry. So if x equals to under root a plus 1 plus under root a minus 1, under root a plus 1 minus under root a minus 1, using the properties of proportion, show that x square minus 2ax plus 1 equals to 0. That's what you need to show. So let me, this one should be in different color, maybe yellow. Okay. So now let us start. It is the same thing, the most important property, again using componendo and dividendo. I'll use that. That's the most important one. Most of the time I use componendo, dividendo. By properties of proportion, I simply understand componendo and dividendo because it is the most important one. Okay, here there will be 1. So on the left, it will be x plus 1 divided by x minus 1. You know why? Because it is numerator plus denominator, numerator minus denominator. On the right now, red one is the numerator. Let's copy it. A plus 1 plus under root a minus 1. Numerator plus denominator, the yellow one, a plus 1 minus under root a minus 1. Divided by, again numerator, the red one, a plus 1 plus under root a minus 1. And minus the denominator, root a plus 1 minus root a minus 1. Make sure you put bracket here because the minus changes the sign. So this will become x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 equals to under root a plus 1. Copy everything as it is. Nothing changes here because plus isn't going to affect any sign. So I have as it is, divided by, denominator is something interesting, a plus 1 plus under root a minus 1 minus under root a plus 1, and this one minus into minus becomes plus under root a minus 1. you know the minus is not going to affect the sign inside the square root, only the outside ones. Cancel whatever is cancelable. These two is cancelable. Here these two are cancelable. This will give me x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 equals to twice of under root a plus 1 divided by twice of under root a minus 1, and cancel. And next step, squaring both the sides. You know it very well. So squaring both sides, what do I get? X plus 1 x minus 1 whole square, and I can put a common root to both of them, a minus 1 whole square, because if you have new square root up and down in the numerator as well as in the denominator, you can combine them. Square and square root gets cancelled. Let's use the formula, a square plus 2ab plus b square. That's the formula of x plus 1 whole square, a square minus 2ab plus b square. Did you understand how did I do that? That's okay. Let me show you in yellow. A plus b whole square, that's x square. 2ab means 2 into x into 1 plus 1 square. Same thing down here also, a square minus 2ab plus b square. Is that clear? And this side, a plus 1 a minus 1. So I don't think I have reached the answer, because answer is quite simple. Look at this. This is my answer. So I'm nowhere close to the answer right now. See here. So okay, so what do? I think I need to use componendo and dividendo one more time. Don't be surprised, you may have to do this as well. Sometimes in a sum you may have to use componendo and dividendo twice. Using componendo and dividendo again. So I write here again. So what do I get? Let me do it here. I get x square plus 2x plus 1. That's the numerator. Let me show you in different color. You're used to that. So red, I've copied red, and the down one maybe in a light blue. Okay, so red plus, what is the denominator? X square minus 2x plus 1, the light blue, and again the red, x square plus 2x plus 1, and the light blue minus x square plus 2x minus 1. I have directly changed the sign, because minus into plus here becomes minus, minus into minus becomes plus, minus into plus becomes minus. So that's a plus 1 plus a minus 1, the numerator and the denominator, and a plus 1 minus a plus 1, because minus into minus becomes plus. So cancel it. This gets cancelled, these two gets cancelled, these two gets cancelled here, and here I think 1 and 1 and a. So what am I left with? I'm left with x square. Let me show you. X square and x square, that's 2x square, 2x square, and I have 1 and 1, that's 2. So 2 divided by, I have 2x, 2x, that's 4x, and that side I have 2a by 2, and cancel it off. So 2 common, x square plus 1 divided by 4x, cancel 2, and that side I have a. So finally this is what I have, equals to a. So now if you cross multiply, x square plus 1 will be equals to 2ax, and finally when you transpose it, x square minus 2ax plus 1 equals to 0. Quite a lengthy sum. It will be worth 4 marks as well. So that's what I had to prove, and I got it here. You see the yellow highlighted ones. Okay, I'll highlight it as well. See here. So these two are exactly the same. So that's how I use componendo and dividendo to solve this sum. This is an important sum. The sum had come in ICSE 2012 as well. So these type of sums needs to be practiced. Is that clear? Okay, the third sum, quite a tricky one. This one is a little tricky sum. So let us see, what do we have here? So x cubed plus 12x divided by 6x squared plus 8 is equals to y cubed plus 27y divided by 9y squared plus 27. Using componendo and dividendo, find x is to y. Okay, right away I will use componendo and dividendo. So using componendo and dividendo, let's start. What do I get? So using componendo and dividendo, so I have, let me show you here. So okay, great. So let me highlight with different color. The red one, oh my god, wait, the red one is the numerator. Red ones are the numerator, and the light blue ones are the denominator. So that way it becomes easy. So let's write. So numerator x cube plus 12x plus denominator 6x square plus 8. Numerator x cube plus 12x minus denominator, so 6x square plus 8. That side y cube plus 27y, numerator plus denominator, and down here I have numerator minus denominator. Let's simplify this as well. So x cube plus 12x plus 6x square plus 8, and denominator x cube plus 12x minus 6x square minus 8, because the sign changes, plus into minus into plus minus. So here y cube plus 27y plus 9y square plus 27, and denominator y cube plus 27y minus 9y square minus into plus minus 27. But interestingly, unlike other sums, nothing is getting cancelled after this. You see, let me highlight and show it to you. In this numerator, nothing cancels, nothing cancels, nothing is cancelling here. So what do I do? For that, you need to understand something. Now let me go here the side and explain you something. So if you remember this formulas, okay, so I need to just discuss this formulas. If you remember this formula, what is the formula of a plus b whole cubed? The formula is a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square, isn't it? Similarly, what is the formula of a minus b whole cube? It will be a cube minus b cube plus 3a square b, sorry, it will be minus 3a square b plus 3ab square. If you remember this is the formula of a plus b whole cube and a minus b whole cube. You may remember it in different order, but it's the same. So now if this is the formula, how does it relate with this? See here, it seems somewhere it's connected here. It's x cube connected with this. What happens if I replace a by x and b by maybe 2? If I replace b by 2, if you have this, then this will become x cube plus this will become 2 cube, because now my b is 2. Now my b becomes 2. Have a look here, b is 2. So then 3x square 2 plus 3x2 square. Simplify this, x cube plus 8 plus 6x square plus this is 4 into 3 becomes 12x. Interesting. So let me highlight it with a yellow. So that's yellow. Great. Now again replace now let me do, okay, replace a by y and b by 3. If I do that, what do I get? Get y cube minus 3 cube minus 3y square 3 and 3y 3 square. So that gives me y cube minus 27 minus 9y square plus 9 into 3, 27y. Check this out. I will highlight this with a purple highlighter. Great. Let me now correlate these two, compare. So I see, if you are looking at this one, let me show you. This yellow highlighted one is exactly equals to this one in the numerator here. Let me show you. Yellow, yellow, yellow and yellow. Do you see both the yellow matches here? Yellow and yellow is same. So, and the purple, so the purple one is equals to down here, isn't it? So what can I do now is, instead of this this numerator, I can write shortcut, that's x plus 2 whole cube. Actually that's equals to x plus 2 whole cubed. Can I do that? So the numerator is equals to x plus 2 whole cubed. What about the denominator? That will be very simple. That's x minus 2 whole cube, because the only sign difference is there. So this side, the numerator is y plus 3 whole cubed. Though we haven't done that, I have only the minus 1. And this is y minus 3 whole cubed. Can I do that? So that way, what happens is, x plus 2, x minus 2, I can make the powers equal. here x plus y plus 3, y minus 3, the powers are equal. You know, since the powers are equal in class 9, indices says the base are equal. The base will be equal. So what can I do? I can finally write x plus 2 divided by x minus 2 equals to y plus 3 divided by y minus 3. Now time to cross multiply. So let's cross multiply. I get x plus 2, or let's not cross multiply. Let's use componendo and dividendo one more time. So okay, here I'll put it a little up. So let's use componendo and dividendo. So using componendo and dividendo again, what do I get? Numerator plus denominator, numerator minus denominator, numerator plus denominator, numerator minus, this will become denominator. So cancel off these two, sorry, so these two, 3 and 3, y and y. So I have 2x by 4 equals to 2y by 6. Cancel 2 and 3. So x by 2 equals to y by 3. Finally, x by y equals to 2 by 3. So therefore x is to y equals to 2 is to 3. So that will be my answer. So you may repeat the sum and try to understand whatever I have done. So is that clear? The final sum based on the properties of a ratio and proportion, and this sum is to be done by that special property that I have discussed. So let's start. If x plus y divided ax plus by equals to y plus z divided by ay plus bz and z plus x divided by az plus bx, prove that each of these ratio is equal to this 2 divided by a plus b unless x plus y plus z equals to 0. Unless this happens, otherwise they are equals to 2 divided by a plus b. So let us start. So how do we start this sum? We know, that's right, we know if a by b equals to c by d equals to e by f, if you remember this property, then this will be equals to a plus c plus e divided by b plus d plus f. Let's do the same thing. So let's copy this here. Therefore x plus y ax plus by equals to y plus z divided by ay plus bz, z plus x divided by az plus bx. I can write all of these to be equals to the sum of the numerators, the sum of the antecedents, if you remember. So which are the antecedents? The blue ones. These are the antecedents. I can add this. So x plus y plus z plus z plus x divided by, I can also add the denominators here, or the consequence. So ax plus by plus ay plus bz plus az plus bx. So let's add it up. What do I get here? Let's continue. That would give me this part. I'm just doing this part. That would give me 2x plus 2y plus 2z, and in the denominator, interestingly, I have these three things together, a, so I will write them together, ax plus ay plus az, and the b ones together, bx plus by plus bz. Check this out here, by, bz, bx. Okay, so 2 common, x plus y plus z, and in the denominator, a common, x plus y plus z, also b common, x plus y plus z. Here, look here, b common, a common here. So 2 common, x plus y plus z, that's the same thing. And again these two are common, so x plus y plus z divided by a plus b. So that cancels this, and I'm left with 2 divided by a plus b. So hence proved. How? Because everything is equals to 2 plus ab, unless obviously if x plus y plus z equals to 0, as they have said here, unless if x plus y plus z equals to 0, then the numerator would be 0, denominator, see here, let me show you, then this would be 0, this would be 0, and 0 by 0 would not have cancelled. In that case, the answer would be undefined. Okay, so if this is cancelable, that is x plus y plus z is cancelable, then the answer is 2 divided by a plus b. So that's how we solve the final sum from ratio and proportion.